Hello and welcome to ARK, the complete series. Today we're on Scorched Earth and the plan is we're going to be building another base. I mean we've got one just back there beyond that ridge over there. It's got a good supply of electricity, plenty of resources, but the trouble is we don't have a constant supply of water, we don't have a good supply of free land there where we can do our taming for like our wyverns, for example. I mean, that was a bit of a hassle when I had to raise Ruby, that she actually got stuck in some ceilings. That was a bit of a pain when I had to do some imprinting for her. So I thought I'd have a look around for another base, somewhere I can get some reasonable flat land, but also I'd take advantage of any water supply as well, because I really want a constant supply of water for making things like brews, kibble if we're going to do that, grow crops and so on. But it's a case of I had a look around and I can't find anywhere where there's a decent supply of electricity as well. So I'm settling on a strategy where we'll have a base that's got a constant supply of water, but we'll actually supply the electricity through a power generator, and I'll only use that temporarily. Once we actually make anything that needs to be stored, I'll just take it back to the base and keep it in the refrigerators over there. So, where have we decided upon? Well, here. It's over at the Green Beacon. So I thought I'd build it here because I mean it's actually quite convenient, to be honest, being here, because we've got our water supply down there. Plenty of it's like ground that's raised literally off of the deck. You know, we've got reasonable walls, if you will, already in place. I mean, I'll have to fence some of this off. I mean, that's what I'm going to start off with. Actually, I'm just going to put some spiked walls down. And there's like a point here that I need to block off. There's a one over here, and there's a one over there, and then there's a one around the front there that leads down to the actual water side. So one of the things I do really like about this, I mean, aside from it's got plenty of land, I mean, I'll have to clear it out. I'll bring the Mantis over once I've sort of like blocked everything off. We'll just clear everything out. I do like this up here because I think this will be quite good for keeping wyverns up here. I mean, we've got Ruby. She was hatched from a 150 egg, but I do want to go out and look for the better ones because there are up to level 190 wyverns out there. So I figure that's a pretty good place. I mean, it's, you know, it's naturally built so like a bit of flat land where we can just keep all of our wyverns. And then when I need to go backwards and forwards between servers, we're right next to the beacon so we can upload ourselves. I mean, we don't have access to any tech gear until we actually defeat the Manticore. But we've got all this free land around here, so, you know, if anything needs to go for a walk, we'll just take it for a walk around the, well, around the pillar, basically. I'm pretty sure these are all cosmetic, these, you know, these rib cages that are left over for whatever nasty dinosaur walked this place. Or fluid, for that matter. I mean, this could have been some sort of like Leviathan from the sea. For all I know. I mean, look at all the way that all these rocks are carved out, and you've got to assume at some point, you know, a river or even a sea could have been here. You just don't know. I mean, they're all usually carved out either by the environmental winds or water, but anyway, I'm getting off track here. So the plan is I'm just going to start off with putting spiked walls down because that'll be easier, and then we can bring the wyvern. We'll bring the Mantis in, and then she can start clearing all this place out. Then we'll start building our walls. I only really need a gate around here, but I want to build so like the main base, the house that we're going to be using down here. I need to do some checks. I've a sneaking suspicion you can't do Adobe with Platform Plus because I really wanted to use that. Let's have a quick check. What kind of platforms can we get? Yeah, so we can get like a cliff. Well, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. I mean, the actual base. Now that I think about it, the base, I don't think the base really matters. It's all the walls. They're the important thing. If we, because I've got to make it out of Adobe, otherwise I'll just fry in here. So this is what I had in mind, because this is from Platform Plus. So what I could do is we could put one of these down, and then we just build everything up off the only drawback is we don't have access to the wedges. Yeah, that's a pity. I don't want to make it out of wood. I've got to do it out of adobe. So I think we'll have to go back to the other strategy where we start to use the triangle foundations. So we build a kind of a circle using the foundations and then build up from there. Because I mean, the only sort of things I can think of needing are going to be, well, basically the power generator and an industrial cooker, for instance. We might need one or two other things, but there's no point keeping a refrigerator down here, for instance. I'll keep them over there. When we do our wyvern breeding, what I've found is the milk lasts over an hour. My settings are, it takes about half an hour for a wyvern to fully mature. So I could literally just put the actual milk on the actual wyvern itself, keep it on that, and that'll last long enough to be able to, you know, use it for all of the imprints that they'll need. So yeah, quite a lot to do, and it all starts with fencing this place off. See you in a while. Right then, so we've been putting our spike walls in, and they are all lopsided, I can see. I mean, they're all over the place, really. Yeah, that's probably because they're the vanilla versions. I actually deliberately started with S Plus versions, but it seems to be a problem with them because they're not snapping. The good thing about S Plus is you can snap things to each other, which is brilliant. If you want a straight line, it's very easy. Just snap things together and they'll follow a straight line. The vanilla versions, on the other hand, don't. Now, the only reason I've used them is just literally the fact that I couldn't get the S Plus versions to not snap. So this ground here, it's not even. So you can see, like, particularly there, for instance, if I was just going to snap these spike walls to one another, they would just keep going deeper and deeper into the ground until we got to about the centre point, and I think they would just disappear right underneath the ground. Which kind of like makes them pointless, really, because you want these above the ground. But there is an option to say, like, you know, you can say, like, I want them at 90 degrees, 40 degrees, whatever it is, 45 degrees, whatever, but there is an option to say no snap. So I was choosing the no snap option, and even though it was actually giving me the outline so that you could see that it wasn't snapped to the fence, it then snapped it to the fence anyway, so it was totally pointless and I couldn't get around it. So I think, yeah, I think it's probably about the first time I've gone in favour of a vanilla version versus an S Plus version, which is really weird. But it just means that these fences are all over the place. But never mind, I mean, yeah, I think they're going to be temporary anyway, but because the plan is to put proper walls up, because we'll get XP from crafting stuff, so yeah, why not? So now that all those fences are over, I mean, I've had to put one over there, two over that side as well. But we've got a Mantis over here, so I've called her Betty. She's Betty the Builder. She's not a dude, so she's not Bob the Builder. I suppose I could have called her Bob, but I quite like Betty. Yeah, we're going with Betty, at least for now anyway. So the plan is, since I don't have the S Plus platform to use as a base, I'm going to have to pretty much wing it with foundations, like the square foundations and the triangle ones. So what I'm doing is at the moment I'm just lining up these foundations here. Give me a nice straight line, I'll find the midpoint, and then I'll have to start building from the centre outwards. I've never done it from the outside in. It's feasible, I suppose, but as far as I recall, you've got to basically just start with a bunch of triangles in the middle to form your centre point, and then you build out of there. So yeah, I think that might be a bit more complicated if I try doing it from the outside in. So I'm just literally trying to find out how big this building's going to be. It's not flat ground, as you can see. So I'm going to find the centre point once I've decided how big this place is going to be. And then from there, I'll then just build outwards. It's going to be pretty much all over the place, because yeah, if I made it, say, like 8 by 8, for instance, I don't know if I'm going to... I mean, it probably doesn't really matter if I go over the edges here, to be honest. It's not that big a deal. And off the top of my head, I don't know what the maths is. I can't remember. You need a certain... I'm pretty sure it doesn't really matter, but we'll find out once we actually start with it. But the plan is, we need to clear all this area out. So I've got a couple of crafting stations over there because they've got a great storage capacity. And the problem we've got with Betty here is she can't really store much. She doesn't have any weight reduction bonuses either, which means, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a pain. I'm going to have to keep stopping her, pull things over to the crafting station, and then what we'll have to do is at some point, me and Rainbow will have to haul all that stuff back to the other base to then start building things. I mean, I can build some things here, but because it's Adobe, I need clay. That's the downside. Now chemistry station's right over there. I mean, I could, I suppose, haul one over here. I'm tempted to do that, to be honest. Just keep going backwards and forwards, I think, is going to be a bit of a pain. So I might actually... I think I might build another chemistry station and leave it here as a permanent choice. Yeah, that might be easy, because I think keep going backwards and forwards, I think it's going to be just a pain in the neck doing that. I don't need a fabricator, I just need the chemistry bench to make the clay. And I can make the actual walls, foundations and everything on me. So I should think get quite a bit of good XP out of this, actually. But first things first, me and Betty need to start clearing this place out. So you need a sickle, and we need to start clearing this place. Very well. Right then, so we've made a start. What I've done is I've built, well, I built effectively what was a plus sign basically, just to sort of like line up the centre, because that's where I've got to aim for where the actual centre foundations go. So I was originally going to do something that was size 8, but the trouble is I think that's going to be just massive, that. So I've gone down to size 6. So we go into about 5 foundations from the outside there. And then what I did is I started building the other ones along to make a plus sign, but as I can see, it doesn't quite line up. So what I've ended up doing is I've used that part of the wheel, if you will, to set the edge where I build the centre one. So this is where we build our centre part of the building, which is a hexagon, and then we'll build out. So it means I'm going to have to pick all of these pieces back up again, because the idea is you've got to attach straight foundations or the squares in that direction. Now they've got to touch the edge, and the triangles go elsewhere. So yeah, you can see it's not, I mean, we had a nice square here originally for where our plus sign was, but I'm going to have to pick all those lot up, and then we're going to have to rebuild it all. So it's going to mean quite a lot of triangles, a lot of foundations we're going to have to build. So I'm using Betty over there to build things. If we get a sandstorm, I've got myself a tent over here. I've built a chemistry bench over here, and we've got an electrical generator running. I mean, it's not lasting long at all, but I already had that lying around because this is a vanilla generator, so it will break down. I've just made it as easy as possible. I've just got a vertical electrical pipe on the end of that, plus the outlet, and this thing picks up its power easily. So I've brought along some gasoline with me so I can power this as and when I need it. But I've actually got quite a lot of clay back at base. I've brought quite a lot over with Rainbow. I'm trying to remember where I put it. Did I put it in here? Yeah, I put it in there. So we had a ton of clay left over, because every time I've gone out with the Doedicarus, she gets a lot of sand. So I've ended up with tons and tons of sand that I had lying over. So it's just a case I've just had to go out and get the cactus sap using, using the chainsaw basically. So yeah, I've ended up with tons of clay already without even using her yet. So at the moment we're just going around clearing trees, because it's pretty much the trees that I need to build everything, you know, all the adobe stuff that we need. But now that we've got our centre, assuming I can never get back up again, we'll start expanding this lot out. I'll have to clear that. It looks as though that lot's grown back in already. So we're going to have to clear this area out as best we can. But we'll have this big sort of tower around here, and this will be our base. So then we can start running water pipes down, because this is going to be two foundations off the ground, just because it's not even. But it'll stop anything sticking through the floor. But it means we'll be able to run water pipes all the way down to the water supply there, and that'll make my life a lot easier. I mean, I wouldn't care, because gets really, you know, dry. It's a hot desert out here, so we run out of water pretty quickly. But every time I go down there, I get capros, and I was thinking, oh, that'll be brilliant. I can put some turrets around, and I'll have them selectively target just the capros. But the trouble is, it's power. I mean, out here, you only get 40% wind, so I can't run that generator permanently. That's a bit of a pain. I was really looking forward to having a couple of turrets just picking off capros because they annoy me. Is that one down there? Every time I've gone down for a drink, oh, I don't have the. Where's my spyglass gone? Yeah. They're not particularly high level ones, but they always grab me and like they drag me off, so it's so annoying. Anyway, we need to get back to building this, so once we've got our foundations in place, I'll bring you back. Right then, well that strategy's paid off. We've built the arms out at the centre, so you can see they're just run to a distance of about 5 foundations, and then basically it's just a case of filling all the gaps in with the actual triangles. Because I mean, normally what I would do is build a centerpiece, and then you just extend it out by like one width, and then just keep building outwards. But here, I already know what the width's going to be, know how big this needs to be, and so it's a case of, yeah, okay, we'll just build the arms and then just fill them in. So that seems to be working quite well. I've gone on a slightly different strategy for gathering, because the trouble is, Betty over there, she can't carry that much. So what I'm doing now is I've got her on follow. She's following the RG. Me and the RG then go wherever it is we're going to do some harvesting. She'll just follow her along. We'll get her to chop things up, chop things down, whatever it is that we're doing. I'll put that all on the RG, and then when we come back, it's a case of we can just hold that back and she just follows us back to base. That's going pretty much to plan now, so I've got to get all this lot done. I mean, it's going to take a long time, to be honest, because I mean, these are like 2 stories up. So it's going to take a lot of work on here. I mean, I think I've pretty much depleted all of the cactus and sand that I had over there. There's no clay left, so we're going to have to start making our own clay over here, which isn't too bad. I mean, there's plenty of sand and plenty of cactus around, so I don't think it'll be a problem. It's just going to take a long time. But I mean, the good thing is it just means that she'll be able to get leveled up. I mean, I've got her up to level 212 now. 253 melee damage. So she's doing pretty well, I must admit. She one-hits trees. Takes a tree down, gets about 250-ish in one hit, so that's pretty good. So yeah, it's just going to be a case of solving 2 problems, really. I'll make her a better gatherer, and we'll end up with our base eventually. So I shall press on, get all this lot finished, then I'll bring you back. Right then, so we finally managed to get these foundations down, and this place is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. I mean, it didn't look particularly large while I was putting the main parts down, but now that I've filled it all out, I mean, this place is huge. So I was thinking, actually, what I'll do is I'll actually use it to keep some of the dinos inside, but that means I need an actual gate to let them in. I mean, I'm looking at this and thinking, how am I going to do that though? Because the trouble is, it's the way the gate snaps. I mean, I put those foundations down because the trouble is, it's annoying. They always sort of like snap to the edges 2 foundations wide. So even though I've built like this 3 foundations wide, because it's kind of nuts, because it's just about 1 foundation wide through the gate, but it always insists on snapping to the edges 2 foundations wide. So no matter what I do, it's not going to snap in the middle. And it's just, well, this is just going to look weird. And it doesn't snap to triangle foundations either. So I think what I'm going to end up doing then is I'll take those foundations back. They're not going to do me any favours, really. I think what I'll do is we'll have this as the entry point. I'm going to build the walls around here, all the way around, but I'll leave some room so that I can then just basically slot the gate in. I think that's the only way of doing it because it doesn't snap. So I've got quite a bit of leeway there. We could just basically do it the old-fashioned way where we kind of have to line it up basically. Find out roughly where it goes based on the walls. It'll be easier once the walls are in place, I think. But it's, yeah. This is going to need a lot of walls. Well, at least Betty's going to be busy. Keep her on a job for a while. See her in a long while. Right then, so we have now got our walls up. I've also managed to get the gate in. I've run some foundations in front of that because I needed to get a ramp in place so I could get up and down. And I've had to extend out quite a way because otherwise the ramp, well, it was sticking on certain parts. There was like bits of the ground was sticking up out of the ramp, which was a bit of a mess really. But yeah, at least that's all sorted out now. I mean, the gateway is, like I was saying, I just ended up lining it up as best I could. I mean, I suppose I could have done it out there, but, well, no, I couldn't because the trouble is it's only one foundation wide. So, yeah, that was the reason I did it kind of like on a side angle. But that's all sorted. So we've also got the ceilings so far with all of this, basically the square bit. So I'm just going to have to fill in all of the gaps with the triangles because they're all just basically just a mirror of what we've done on the ground. I mean, I could put in like a fancy roofing system, you know, that's sloped, but I remember that was real fiddly when I did that on Valguero. I did that, I built a sort of like a gazebo for the Argentavis that I'd been taming. But it's such a fiddly thing to get things lining up. The sloped roofs in particular are a bit of a pain. So I'm going to leave this as a flat ceiling. Mainly so I could just keep Rainbow there, make it like a landing point for her. I then got to think of a way to get up and down. So what I might do is I might put a sort of like a little doorway on the top, so then I can just get up to the roof system. If I want one of the wyverns, I'll just basically go up here with Rainbow, collect one of the wyverns, off we go, and then I can leave the wyvern up here and come back with Rainbow. I think that'll be easier because, I mean, I could put a sort of like a platform system in here to get up and down, but you need a constant source of power. That would be a bit of a pain if I come back find the generator's no longer working. Then it's a case of, oh crap, I can't get back down again, so yeah, it's too much of a hassle. So yeah, I'm just going to keep this as a pretty basic building, flat roof, but it needs all filling in. So, me and Betty and Rainbow and Squeaky here, we've got a lot more work to do. See you in a while. Well, we've now finished off our base. And I've built an industrial cooker, plunked that down over here, so it's got a constant supply of water. So we're running pipes all the way up to this building from the oasis down below, which is underneath the green beacon. But I've also hidden the pipes out because it looks a bit hideous, really. Now the only downside of it being here is there's no like constant supply of wind, so it means this isn't always being powered. Yeah, you can see it's got plenty of water, it's just got no power. So it means I'm going to have to run this power generator as and when I need to power the cooker over here. I mean, it doesn't take a great deal to repair it. And what I'll deliberately do is only put like a bit of gasoline in, so like I might just like leave, one canister in at a time. That way there's less chance of it just basically breaking when I log off. But the good thing about this is it'll make my life a lot easier for making brews in particular, especially that cactus broth. There are other brews I'll need for doing the boss arena fights, but this is especially good on this scorched earth place. The only trouble is up to now I'm having to get like canisters, canteens, or whatever it is, and using those to keep filling up the cooking pot. And the trouble is the water doesn't last long on this place anyway. So now that I've got a constant supply, it's a lot easier. Oh, there you go. Dead handy. I've even got a little tap that's sticking out of the actual cooker. So, plan now is we're just going to leave Betty the Builder over there. I mean, I must admit, I've really enjoyed actually using her, because we've been going around chopping things up, and if I need to swap over to something else, all I have to do is swap a tool over to something that I need. So, you know, one minute we're getting stone with the axe, another minute we're getting thatch with the pick, then we're into fibre with the scythe. It's really, actually, I really do enjoy using these. They're actually really good, a lot better than I remember. Anywho. We've now got a ladder going up to the roof, so that's where we are going. Because there's something else that we're missing now. We've got our water, we've got our power, but what I do need, I need to be able to get a good supply of berries. Up to now I've been using Arthur the Anchor Loader to gather those, but I want to have somebody down here permanently, because I want to leave him up there for getting metal. But I want somebody down here to, well, pretty much just hoover this place and get a lot of berries. Now, there are no stegos on the map, there are no trikes, there are no brontosaurs. It really just comes down to these Morellatops really, so I'm gonna tame up one of these, but I mean, I don't need a particularly high level one, to be honest, but I'm gonna have a bit of a nose around and see if I can find a reasonable one. Then we'll knock it out, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head back to base once I've found one. We'll go play a game of Hunt the Morellatops with Polly. See you in a while. Ah, now that was handy. I mean, I've just taken out a level 9 and a level 20 around there, and this one's got all skittish. Turns out she's a level 140. And I'm wondering if she's just got herself stuck in the process. So I was going to come out here with Polly, but that thing's kind of stuck. I don't think it is, actually. It might be. I'm going to always try. You stay put, okay? It seems to have become unstuck. Right. Tell you what. Let's get Polly. Come on. I'm going to play Hunt the Morellatops. Oh, no, not one of those horrible things. I hate them. I loathe them. They are the bane of my life. Oh, and I can't even shoot straight. Where's it gone? Where are you, horrible thing? I really hate these things. Oh, the number of times one of those annoying little creatures has knocked me out. Just when you least need it. Right, there you go. Become Polly food. Oh, there you go. That was a bit of Polly filler for you. Right, okay. Right, so how many darts are you going to need? A lot? Not a lot. Don't jump off the edge, seriously. I don't want you to jump off the edge. Is that your paws making a noise? I can hear paws moving around and that sounded like yours. Oh, we missed. We missed. How could you let me miss? Don't go off the edge. Don't. No, it went off the edge. Haha! You can't get away. See, I've got the power of the thylacoleo with me. Except I can't hit you. Seriously, don't go anywhere near this caprose. Anywhere but caprose. For crying out loud, I'm not good at predicting where you're going, am I? Hang on a minute, how come that dart's not hitting you? Ah, right. The gun's jammed. Oh, no, I'm not going to shoot it. Oh, man, come on! Right, that's better. Right, so I've got some spike walls, so I may as well put them up. Because, well, otherwise some nasty's going to come and eat you. But other than that, we just need to... Ow, ow, ow! It's Well, I'm saying now, it's you who should be saying now. Right. We're going to shove a lot of spike walls around her to keep her safe. It was probably a lot safer before I turned up, quite frankly, but... yeah. Actually, I could put... because I think you can turn them on a dime. Woohoo! So yeah, we're going to get her tamed up. And that's pretty much it out there, I'd say. There a while. Ah, so there you go. Well, that wasn't too bad. I'll have to think of a name for you. I mean, I say it wasn't too bad. I mean, I started putting these pillars down, and all of a sudden a bunch of bloomin' hyenodons suddenly popped up around here, and then once I cleared all them lot out, I came back, and then there was a bloomin' drone suddenly popped up and started harassing me. I sworn I nearly hit her, so it'll be interesting to see what stage is in. So 142, yeah, that seems about right. You just stay there. I'm not shooting you. I'm just trying to pick my spike walls back up. Okay. Now, to be fair, this just happens to be the best saddle I had at the time, so you're going to have to make do. But in the meantime, we shall pop you into a cryopod and we'll take you back to base because you need to do some hoovering. See you over there. Right, that's a bit of a coincidence. There's a Morellatops wandering around the base. Low level, I must admit. I mean, I've noticed I do get things like terror birds, or terror chickens as I like to call them, spawning around here. I've also seen a saber tooth, but I must admit that that Mantis, I mean, she really held her own. I'm quite impressed. I mean, probably helps because I've got a Mastercraft saddle for her. I think I picked that up in probably one of the crates. I don't remember exactly where, but it's turned out to be quite a useful one, I think. But anywho, I'm going to pop this little lady out here. Fair enough. I think I'm going to call you Molly. I always call my Morellatops Molly. Oh, blimey, you haven't even started your level already. Oh, fair enough. That was handy. Right, you finished? Okay. Right, I need you to start doing some hoovering. Because we're going to need a lot of berries, because I need to make a lot of broth. And I also need to feed all those dinos back at the base. Well, I say all of them, it's just the Diplodocus. No, I keep calling it Diplodocus. It's the Diplodocus that's back at the base, plus the antelope. Oh, I forgot about that. You can get me Cactus out of these, can't you? Now, why didn't I think of getting you earlier? Oh, Fubar. Look at how many cactus saps she's getting here. And she's eating the little cactus plants down there. That is brilliant. I think you're a bit top heavy. Do we get anything out of that? Nothing particularly exciting. What about out of that? Right. I'm going to pop you over to here. Oh, I was being really excited there. I thought I'd be able to jump from your saddle over to here. Right. Out of curiosity, let's see how much of this broth we can make. Let's see, can I make 100 broth? Ooh. Ooh, wow, look at all that. But it needs cactus sap as well. Crikey, each one needs 30 cactus sap. Blimey. That's a lot. And it automatically makes it anyway, so what does one make? It's a bit deceptive because the bar starts around, the bar starts over there. And then it goes on. Hang on a minute. Where's my cactus broth gone? This is a bit strange. There's nothing... Oh, there it is then. I was wondering whether... I'm looking here and I'm looking like, where's the cactus broth? So we do get one. We get one in the cooking, the industrial cooker anyway. That's not bad. I mean, I'm making this a heck of a lot quicker, so I've just got to basically just keep running around with her. We'll just hoover the place up and that's it. I mean, I must admit, like, if you're starting off on scorched earth, these things are brilliant because they're like a trike because they can, like, they've got a pushback, so they can do a lot of damage, but they've got that wonderful ability of being able to store water. So, like, out here in the deserts, you basically just take her to a puddle that you find somewhere, or like maybe there's an oasis, get her to drink the water, and you're walking around with a big supply of water already. It doesn't take much to select. Just for, like, you know, for them to really make themselves worthwhile. So we're just going to keep on hoovering this place up. I mean, heck, why not? Oh, I'm definitely glad I came here now. I completely forgot about those little plants. Oh, that's a... Oh, you're full up already, are you? Right. Well, you just stay there then. Definitely handy. I'm glad I went and found one. Anywho, that's it for this episode. I do hope you've enjoyed watching. If so, do please leave a like. For whatever reason, YouTube seems to think, you know, if a video's got likes, then other people will like to watch it. Therefore, they push it out to other people, and, you know, round and round it goes. More people get to see it. If you're new to the channel and you'd like to see more content like this, yes, do please subscribe. Just remember to click the little bell icon though, because then you get notifications when I send new content out. Got any comments, got any suggestions, if you want to leave any feedback at all, please post that in the comment section below. Until the next episode, thanks very much for watching. Bye!